Round one of the 2024 World Supercross Championships in Canada is happening right now. Make sure you hit the like button. I would like to get this guy above 500 likes. So do me a big favor and hit that subscribe button. We're going to talk primarily about Tomac, some Roczen, and some interesting things that went on here. But first off, watch Tomac as he freaking wheelies all the way through the freaking whoop section. Look at this SOB. Boom. Granted, they are small, but still, this is not 9 whoops. This is like 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. At least 10 or 11. I don't know if I could count that fast, but dude, freaking spectacular. This was one of the reasons as to why he was so much faster than the rest of the field. He had about a second to a half a second faster than Ken Roczen every freaking lap, and that is because of his whoop speed and also his bike setup and how that motorcycle just was sticking in these ruts because it got very, very ruddy and sketchy, and that is also perfect for this analogy. Look at this. Boom. Right into the rut, and he is off. Then he's going to seat bounce, triple, but look at how he picked that rut. Okay, he lands, and then watch as his body, he decides to pick a different rut at the last second. Look at how he is off on that motorcycle. He's balancing that motorcycle, picking a different rut than what the bike was actually geared towards. Seat bounce, triples, then triples into the corner and somehow still makes the inside. Then he's going to go over here, double into the corner. Look at how that suspension is just hopping over all this stuff. He's not braking a whole lot, so that bike can move underneath him. And this was the spectacular part. Another finds a perfect rut, sets him up straight. He's not going to hit anything sideways. He's going to have a massive seat bounce, then a huge quad. And this huge quad is set up by the first is a seat bounce. The second for the quad is a preload. Notice how he's standing up and preloads. Quads all the way over. And as he lands in these 57 ruts that go all the way up the face. That is freaking why this guy is on a effing another level, is because he can do this stuff and not have to set up. Boom. There's the triple. Boom. There's the quad. And in air, he decides where he is going to land. Look at him as he's moving over. His sight, he is looking at this. And he moves that bike over going, oh, you see that front wheel just briefly just changes mid-air. Okay, watch him as he turns. He is picking a rut is what he's doing. Effing spectacular, right? Bam. Because he is moving towards a different rut, but in the air, he changes at the last second. Here, I want to just see that one more time so you guys can review and also come to the same conclusion that I have. Freaking amazing. Absolutely amazing. Full segue, 2025 is fast approaching, and we're trying to get better, get faster. Well, CoachRobStore.com has their new sweat analysis that is going to customize a perfect blend for a sports drinks for you. You need to have the proper carbohydrates for muscle concentration, and it needs to be set up for your intensity and duration. So this is available at CoachRobStore.com. I've done it. I love it. I use this stuff on all my runs, all my bicycles, all my workouts, and especially when I am doing the weekend warrior thing and riding some two-wheel bikes. Make sure you go check out CoachRobStore.com. I want to say that his motorcycle is faster than any other motorcycle out there. It's that the CDR Yamaha, but it is brought over to Canada in the World Supercross. Just look, he's got basically a bike length on everybody. And of course, Vince Freeze is going to do his Freezy tactic and get underneath Tomac. And this was one of the reasons why Tomac didn't get every hole shot, was this just little mishap from Freezy, is he pushes him wide, and then Kenny's on his 1982 Suzuki's able to come up the inside and try to run away from Tomac, but he's unable to. However, Tomac pretty much undefeated besides the whole super pole all night long. Got all the hole shots, and this is cool to see. Okay, so this is across the start and here on. I'll play it in real time before I start talking about it. Boom, boom, boom. Right before the whoops. Okay, what did you guys see? The majority of people are coming down here, and all these shadows here are big braking bumps. Well, what is Tomac doing? He's going way to the inside, staying smooth. What is Kenny doing? He's going way to the outside, staying smooth. Watch the motorcycles, how they're not going to chatter because they've picked very different lines, far inside, far outside, but they are staying out of the big rough stuff, which is crazy. I mean, it's just good racecraft, okay? And here's Aranda going for a tough block, which he thinks is going to kill him, but watch what happens. It doesn't kill him because it's just for show. It's cardboard. It's not actually the real thing. So maybe if he would have just kept it wide open, he would have been okay because that sucker wouldn't have taken him out. And so for me, tough blocks, honestly, I somewhat think that they hurt more than they help at times because it's rare that a guy crashes and lands on a tough block. It's more likely that he crashes into a tough block and then gets ejected from the motorcycle from hitting that said tough block. But if they're just there for show, for the sponsors, that you can just wheelie your ass through them, well, yeah, maybe next time, Aranda, just keep it pinned. And this is, condescending for me because I wasn't there. I wasn't the one stepping onto a giant step off and then gonna, step on, step off, give you a hard time from the couch. But scary moment for sure. One to make your butthole pucker. And finally, in closing, Anstie, the dude with the number 1 plate, who is also on that Star Yamaha motorcycle. It's actually, the CDR, but I think maybe since he was a wild card, it was actually just the Star. I'd have to look into that. But here, he comes from the outside. He's this rider right here. Notice, totally just misses a shift. Boom. And that bike rebounds on him. Luckily, it didn't endo because he was headed straight for an endo, which could have really, really hurt him. And he ended up falling down a few more times. So I know he wants to defend his championship, especially when there's only 4 races, but there's actually 4 races within a race because, there's 5 because you got Super Pole, I guess maybe 6 with qualifying. Anyway, there's lots of racing for World Supercross, which is pretty entertaining, but make sure you hit that subscribe button yet again because it helps out the channel. And I hope to see Anstie at the next races, not just as a wild card, but he's one of the guys that makes the 250 class fun because honestly, if he's not there, well, probably McElrath is going to run away with it unless Lopes comes out swinging, maybe Cody Schock, but really, we don't have a whole lot of big heavy hitters. Love to see him come back to racing. Till next time, keep it WFO. Ba-ra-da-da-da-da-da.